What personal and leadership qualities do you possess that make you the best choice of the three people seeking this position?
So I've been an elected official for 10 years now, serving on the BMA, and since then I have built relationships. Relationships, I think, is the biggest thing that's going to set me apart from my competitors. So over the course of 10 years, I've served on regional and statewide committees, making my presence known and making the town of Erwin's needs known, and of course the region's needs known. So with that being said, I have the connections and the ability to meet people where they are and to make sure that Erwin and Unicoi County are at the forefront of people's minds. And I have no problem reaching out and asking for favors whenever we need it. And I think right now we're at a paramount moment to where we need our neighbors' help, and we need our state's help, and we need our country's help. And luckily I have the relationships with people in Washington, Nashville, and across the state that are willing to help, and I'm ready to make those phone calls on day one.
My personal qualities, my mother taught me, my mama, don't ever quit, son. You keep going till you get what you need, get what you want that's reasonable, but don't give up. I don't give up. People at the state can tell you I don't give up. We just had a bridge wash out off Rock Creek Road or it didn't wash out, excuse me, it was inspected, and the state said it was not in good shape. We need to lower the weight limit to 3.5 tons, so the city closed it. It was a main thoroughfare for 64 homes. Okay, so but they had a little side road that they could drive up, which was very narrow, and it was dangerous. Had a lot of little kids, chickens, old people walking across, and they could get run over. And my cousins, I'm telling you about my first cousins, live up on the hill. They called me in February and said, what can we do about this? I said, I don't know, but I'll find out. So the bottom line is, I went through the local politicians. They couldn't decide who owned it. I called the State Department of Transportation. We got it fixed. They decided it belonged to the county government. The county government stepped in. Terry Haynes, give Terry Haynes a kudo here, had that bridge rebuilt in 2 months. Okay, so I don't give up. I keep after it. The people probably get a little aggravated when I do. So about me, that's personal. I was blessed with, I think, a relatively high degree of intelligence. I did well in school. I have a mechanical engineering degree from UT, MBA, University of Mexico, multiple law courses in criminal and civil law. So I understand the law. When we have issues, I understand the law. So those are and my career has been in nuclear power. I've owned several companies, did consulting work all over the country. I've owned a construction company that built houses, built commercial storefront properties, did home maintenance, and so I've lived in hot spots, New Orleans, Denver. I've lived in Dallas. I've lived in Albuquerque, as I told you before. So I have that corporate experience, if you will, to understand things that folks who have never lived anywhere else. This is a little shortcoming we have with Unicoi County. They've grown up in a bubble. God loving, fearing people, and I love every one of them. And I'm not disparaging these folks, but I see, by being gone for all those years, what other states are doing to improve their businesses, to improve their towns. So I have firsthand knowledge, and I've been a part of helping with that. That's why I'm confident that I can do something here. I made a joke the other day, but I think I'll stick to it. If I get elected to this office and people don't feel like in 4 years they're better off, I'll sell my house and move.
I've told this to everybody. I'm a sinner saved by grace, and I am. And I govern as a Christian conservative, and I just want to be a servant of the people. And I've tried to do that. I've tried to listen to people. Sometimes it gets me in trouble when I say, oh, I can do that for you, I can do that for you, and really I can't. That's the hardest part of being mayor, is when you grow up there and you know the people and you've known people there your whole lives and you have to say no. That's tough. And so I've had to discipline myself on that. But basically the reason I would like to be elected, if the people choose that, is just to be a servant of the people. It's not about Glenn White, I can promise you that. But it's just, I was elected in 2020. And I think any incumbent wants to see if the people agreed with how he or she led the city, and see if he can get reelected. And that's what my reelection campaign's about. If I get reelected, we'll continue what we've been doing with being just moving forward, trying to include everyone in Erwin. And so that I think when we include everyone, that we have a city that's better for it.